too embarrassed. So I was just watching this movie through my phone that was dying.
Then everybody just
They had this huge iPad. I'm in first class, but I'm over here like an economy bitch.
Wait, but I don't understand. Why, if you just be like, hey, can I get my iPad? Or did you not know to ask?
I have anxiety, okay?
Wait,
because I don't want them to know.
No, what?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna cut this part out.
Bro, you're the most confident anxiety person.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. If you've never heard of this podcast before, you must be a sad, sad person. We have a very, very special guest. I actually don't know this motherfucker, but to me, he's like actually one of the funniest Asian comics out there. I think you have something that a lot of people don't have that they think that they have, right? And for me right now, I'm on this mission to find really good like Asian comics. I think there's a lot of people who, and we know like comedy is very subjective, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to push people that I feel like that are really great. Yeah. And like, I feel like a lot of people need to see what you do.
Dude, that's so nice, man. Seriously, dude. Yeah. I feel really good right now.
I'm telling you, man.
Honestly.
Yeah.
That's because I used to, we used to watch him and my friend like, you know, a while ago. And, yeah, man. Because I remember I went to it was like we met at the boxing match. Yeah. And I went to you. At first I was like, that's David.
Well, that's so weird because like I feel like you as you're way better than me as a stand-up.
And the thing is, well, I keep on doing it. And I don't know. But because like you said, it's subjective. But the thing is, when I met you though, I was like, hey, you're David So. I'm Jason. And then you also said your name. You're like, I'm David. But then like aggressively, and then you squeezed my hand. I was like, why you gotta do that?
That's just how I am. Fucking just say my first name, you son of a bitch, and keep it down, right?
Oh, my bad.
Because it's COVID and people know I'm here. People are gonna cancel my ass. Shit. So I actually met Jason.
Like, because when people squeeze but when people squeeze your hand, when people squeeze your hand, they want you to know they're in the room. I'm like, motherfucker, I know you in the room.
No, dude, I was gonna actually tickle the middle of your palm with my index. I was gonna let you know. I was like, hey, bro, you kind of cute. But so first of all, this is like the jankiest promotion I've ever been to in my life. So you know, like celebrity boxing is really big.
And this is in the middle of COVID, by the way.
Fucking in
the height of COVID.
Yeah, this
in the
is
peak.
A bunch of COVID deniers in this room. I triple masked up just in case. Yeah. But this was that. So you guys already know about Cristino Sosa or Chris Sosa and Pat. They've been on this podcast. Well, they were the headliners and they were going to box each other because they're both stand-up comics, but they both have boxing experience. Yeah. So Jason was also a part of this lineup. Now, I didn't know anything about you, right? Yeah. But they told me that you had bad blood with this dude that you were going to box. Right. And I just saw this clip of you guys facing off and he was mad aggressive towards you. Really, really. And then you were just kind of like, what's going on? Yeah. I was like, what's wrong? What was the shit between you two?
Dude, this is such a long thing. And I'm going to tell you this. So it was because of a joke thiever. He accused me of stealing jokes. Okay.
Okay. Can I just, before you even continue this.
Okay, go ahead.
And this will connect to what we say later on. I saw this dude's Instagram. He is literally the hackiest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know what joke you would steal from him. Yeah. But I don't know him personally, but you're trash. But continue.
Okay. So, but I don't want, so we went to high school together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we went to Army and Navy Academy in Carlsbad.
Oh, shit.
And so I know of him and he knows of me. And then we weren't like super friends. And then, when I started doing stand-up, he was like the only two person I know that's doing stand-up. And another person was, I Googled Taiwanese comedian. Okay. So then, because I just, there weren't that many. Yeah. And I wanted, see if there's, because I'm Taiwanese. Yeah. I was like, so anyways, Steven, and then I Googled, and then I was like, hey man, remember me? I'll give him rides and stuff. I would drive him to Arizona and I wouldn't.
Wait, why would you drive him to Arizona?
Because I thought this was like, you got to pay your dues. You just, because he didn't have a car. Okay. And I was like, I could drive you. And he's like, hey man, I'll bring you on my wing and stuff like that. But dude, and I was close with the other, Asian comedian. And long story short, Ed, this other Asian comedian, I was opening for him. Okay. I was like, oh, this is so nice. This is the best. And I did a joke and he didn't say anything. And then 2 months later, he's like, bro, you stole my joke. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I have the joke in my album. And I didn't even hear that joke in the album. and then he was like bagging Stephen Briggs when it was another. This is another thing about Stephen Briggs was. I was like, hey man, Ed wanted to get into this other club. Can you help us get into this club? And then Stephen was like, oh no, you're not ready, like to me. And then I was really sad because we were friends.
That's tight. Okay.
I was really sad.
I know. It's just the way you said it is so cute. I was really sad.
Yeah. I was super sad because I was like, we're friends. And then Ed, they teamed up, and then they're like, bro, you stole my thing. And then it's not even Steven, it's not even his joke.
Okay.
Bro, and this was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then fast forward now, Jose, great, hilarious comic, he did the fight thing, put it together, and then he was like, hey man, do you want to do it? I was like, yeah man, it'll be fun. But and I in the past I did boxing, right? And I was like, who would I box? And he's like, me. I was like, oh perfect, this is gonna be a fun thing. But then 2 days later, he's like, bro, there's this guy, he really want to fuck you. I was like, who? I was like, Steven. He's like, Steven. And I was like, oh man, but my pride got in the way because I would have said no. Because it's like, I don't, because.
What was the joke that he said that you stole from him?
It's super hacky because in the beginning, all I did was stereotypes, because in my head, I was like, I want to turn the stereotype into a positive, because there's so many Asian stereotypes that I hate. And I'm like, I'm going to do it and make it positive. But then the people were laughing at me instead of
with you.
I don't like the way that they were laughing, because I'm like, even if I try to turn it positive, it's still, I think, enabling them and then give them the okay to laugh. But the joke was, aside from Gangnam Style, was the punchline. And I was like, we don't have a leader like in America. So I was like, black people got Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Latinos got Cesar Chavez. Who do Asians got aside from Gangnam Style? That's it. It's like the stupidest.
So it's a small joke.
And then he did like, he said some other, he was like, I think entertainers, like Britney Spears and some other thing. And then the punchline is also aside from Gangnam Style. But I swear to God, I remember the place, like in my apartment, I thought of that one. I was like, dude, I'm a fucking genius.
But even if though, that's a pretty light joke. Like I'm pretty sure anybody could have came up with that joke.
I know it's really similar, and I didn't do it. Like, and if you don't believe it, like, there's no way for you to be like, oh man,
Here's the thing though. This is the hard part that I feel like a lot of comics are going to have to understand. Everything is on the internet now, and you're going to see a lot of crossover jokes. I've seen it multiple times. I've even had a crossover joke with like one of my fucking heroes and now friends is Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
I used to do a joke about my dad, and this is something my dad said to me.
Yeah.
But Bobby Lee had it in his stand-up set.
Yeah.
I just had to take it out because he's just known for it. But I didn't steal his joke.
Yeah.
It's literally, I could bring my dad on this podcast. He'll tell me that he used to say to me, I remember when I told him I wanted to be a comic, he goes, oh, so you want to be a clown? He said, what the fuck, the red nose? But Bobby literally had this set. But that's something my dad said verbatim. I used to put it in my stand-up set. Somebody told me, it was like, you're stealing Bobby's jokes. And I saw it. I was like, well, I'm just going to take it out.
Right.
It happens.
And that's the same thing. When he told me, I never did it again. And then Steven, 7 years later, he's like, this is my chance now. And then I was prideful.
Here's the thing though. Was that joke really going to set his career off? Like, it's such a small thing.
That's what I'm saying. But he was really angry. So, and then I don't even know why he was so angry. I'm like, it's not even your bit.
Yeah.
But, and I understand that you should always protect the comics who's, if they're stealing, then definitely protect. But the amount of anger that he had, I was like, this is.
So he's saying that you stole somebody else's bit that he knows.
Yeah.
Not his though.
Not his.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. So he was that angry. And then, we
I mean, it's not even that big of a joke though. It's
okay,
not,
but I failed. I felt like a boss.
Hey, let's talk about this shit though. Listen, I didn't know Jason, right? This motherfucker has his shirt off. I'm talking about this dude is ripped as fuck. Like it's disgusting how buff he is, right?
No cardio.
And, like straight up buff as shit. So I'm like, dude, he's about to lay something on this motherfucker, right? This guy gets in the fucking ring and I'm like, guy, what's going on here? What are you doing? What are you First of all, both of you were inexperienced. So like watching you two box was a little weird. The biggest difference between you and that other dude was he wanted to hurt you. You didn't you didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people fail in these matches. Your attitude about what you go into that ring is very fucking important. If you have no malicious intent, that person's gonna knock your head off.
Oh, for sure.
And he wanted to fucking kill you.
He did. If he had a knife, he would have used it. He would have taken his glove off 100, and stabbed me in the face.
It was blood sport. He broke a pill in his shorts and he threw it in your eye, dude.
Yes. Yes. I was like, I can't see. This is why I lost. No. But I think I thought about it for 2 weeks. I was really sad. I was like, dude. I was really sad. But the reason why I think I didn't win is because I didn't like you said, my intent, and I didn't want it bad enough. Well,
you had to want to hurt him. You weren't throwing like you wanted to hurt him. But he was throwing like he wanted to hurt you. But I was really
tired though. I was really tired.
Well, what are you buff then for, dude? What the fuck is all that for?
Dude, my insides are messed up. It's nice on the outside, but it's inside is fucked up. I look like
you on the inside. That's what it is.
Yes, you probably got way better cardio than I do. No, for real.
I mean, okay. Like, I was so I didn't know who he was, but I felt like he failed every Asian person on earth.
I was really sad.
I was pissed because his girlfriend said a racist ass comment. She was like, "Did you hear what she said?"
What?
She was like, "Send him back to the fucking factory."
Oh man.
And that shit had my blood boiling, and I'm like, bro, you better fucking knock the white supremacy out of this motherfucker. And so when that happened too, there's the thing that pissed me off too. This is supposed to be a friendly boxing match.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean,
I really wanted to enjoy it.
Okay.
I swear to God, because I was like, it's all comics. It's a goofy time.
It was
Every
not.
Other
he was trying to kill you.
Yeah, man. And I didn't have a good time. I wanted to have a good time.
Dude. So he's knocked down on the rope sitting down, right?
Yeah.
And that's a normal, decent human being, especially because this is like an exhibition match.
Right.
No knockouts, no nothing.
Right.
He's clearly done, and he cracks him with a hook and another hook while he's sitting on the ropes. Yeah. The whole crowd gets pissed at this fool.
But it's okay, though, because it's boxing. Like, what are you not gonna... It's kind of like MMA.
No, but it's not okay, though, because in boxing, you don't do that. He was also socking you at the back of the head.
Yeah,
so there was a lot of dirty shit that he was... That's why people were booing him.
Yeah.
Because we were pissed. We're like, yo, what are you doing, man? This is supposed to be a comic boxing thing.
Yeah.
And he started knocking you upside at the back of your head when you were done boxing. Yeah. You don't do that in boxing. Period in the story. So like for that, it was just really weird. And
Mike Tyson did some stuff.
Well, Mike Tyson's a little different. This fool, Mike Tyson, DMT Tyson over here.
Oh,
shout outs to Mike Tyson though. Like I mean, he's a little, he's my hero.
Yeah.
A little crazy though. It's a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
I want you to run back that fight so bad.
But the thing is, I will want to too, but I don't want it bad enough. Like, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm gonna get tired and I'll be like, okay, let's go home, guys.
Dude, I started booing him in the middle of the match. I was like, boo.
I was like, what? That's so sad.
Because I used to watch YouTube.
Yeah, I was watching YouTube, man.
That's crazy. So you knew about me from YouTube from back in the day.
Yes. And I remember my friend would send each other like your clips and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I never saw you like in person. And when I saw you, I was like, oh man,
that's just nuts, man. Like when I look back and I see other people, like for you, right? Like you saw me, but I'm watching your stand up now.
Yeah.
You know, which is such an odd thing to see.
Why is that?
Because it's just like I don't ever think that somebody that watches me is going to go into entertainment too. I just feel like I'm their like relief for their 9-to-5 job. But there's other people who get into like the space and they start honing their craft, and you see people come up and it's pretty wild. You know, because how long have you been doing stand up for?
8 years.
That's a long fucking time.
Yeah, but I lied a lot.
That's good. Okay.
Because if you don't lie, then people will be like, oh, he's green. We don't have to pay him and stuff like that. So in the beginning, I lied a lot, but now I just say it. Then I was like, fuck it.
So wait, are you doing stand-up full time?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
My best year, I'm proud of this. I made 100,000.
That's a shit ton, dude.
Yeah,
that's really fucking good.
Yeah, but this year unemployment 40,000.
It's fucking pandemic.
No, but it was it. My wife pays for most of the stuff.
Okay, all right.
Right now, but
hey, she believes in you. That's dope.
I know, but I do it full time.
That's amazing.
You know what? In the beginning, because right now, if you're not like famous, if you don't have a following, like people will come pay money to see you. The most money that you could make is either on cruise ships or colleges. And I did that for like 2-3 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then in the beginning, I'm like, if I could just do colleges, I've made it. Because even if I fail as a stand-up, I could still make money.
Yeah.
Right?
And your Asian spirit comes out a little bit right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was happy about that. But then 35 shows in, I was like, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
I've performed on a fireplace before. Like just a fire. I was in a college campus and there was a fireplace. And then they're like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, Jason. and then everybody's eating like pizza and people are going to class.
I've done that too, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's demoralizing.
Yeah, that and cruise ships. I did, and then I was really excited for cruise ships too. And then I wanted to, you know, jump overboard after like months of it. But yeah, now I don't know. But the really fun shows, they don't really.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different because it's still a business at the end of the day.
But you could do that though. But you were talking about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were talking about off podcast. Yeah. It's like, you know, I had to go through a realization of like stand up is something that I enjoy, but I don't know if I have the heart to, right now, anyways, to pursue it 100%. Because, you know, things that I want to do, I want to be very, very passionate about. Because stand-up's hard.
What are you passionate about now?
Making food businesses, like food.
But you have it. You have some.
Yeah, but we just started. We're at the baby part of it right now. So we have a franchise that opened up in, for you guys who don't know, is June Matcha. We have one that opened up in Richardson, Texas. One in Jersey. We have one out in UCLA.
This episode is brought to you by BLEWCHEW, my friends. Fellas, I know there are some of you guys out there that don't feel like a stallion in the bedroom. Well, no more. Because guess what, Floppy Man? You don't have to be ashamed of it. It's all good because, listen, I got the solution for you. And that solution is BLEWCHEW, baby. No shame in your game. Why must there be shame around things that we need help with? Your captain wants to salute your matey. And your matey wants you to swab that dick. So let's get that motion back in the ocean. No jokes, for realsies. BLEWCHEW is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. BLEWCHEW's tablets help men achieve harder/stronger erections to combat all forms of ED. BLEWCHEW is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor and all the awkward conversations and no waiting at line in the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. Son, how dope is that? Listen, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try BLEWCHEW for free when you use our promo code BRAIN at checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's BLEWCHEW.com, promo code BRAIN to receive your first month free. And we thank BLEWCHEW for sponsoring this podcast.
In Westwood, we have one in Roland Heights. And then we have one, we have a few more that are probably going to open. 2 more in Texas, and I think 2 more in Jersey, and then a few other people. And then another potential opening right now, but we just started with this, and then I have a soft serve place that I'm probably going to open up next year. So we're working on it right now.
You do. There's so many things though.
Yeah, I mean, but
how do you? Because I was thinking about that. Like you have so many businesses, but you trust the people who run your stuff. Because
I've worked with these people for a very long time.
All of them, but you have so many businesses though.
It's all same people.
Oh
yeah. I like the
Texas.
The circle. These are franchisees though. They franchise it for us. Yeah, so we run with the very tight circle. Like we know each other. We actually have the same accountant. So everything is the same.
Okay.
So like I've curated relationships with Bart and Joe and all of them. We've curated our relationships together for the past 12 years. We fuck with each other heavy.
Sorry if I because your followers probably already know, but I was just curious.
Oh no. I mean, we could talk. I mean, this is just a podcast, so they'll hear the stories over multiple times. But I mean, for me, like I always want to just do stuff that always makes me happy. And so because food was the big thing, like sold the show to Thrillist. It was a food show. I was on a Netflix show called The Best Leftovers Ever, and I'm still pursuing food right now because as of right now, this is something that I care about. And I feel like with stand up, like I could just come back to it, you know. And I'm always writing 24/7, so it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
It might be a little dated. Like I do a COVID joke 10 years later. Like, what the fuck, bro? It's Ebola again, dude. Be quiet. Yeah. You know, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, but earlier you were just talking about how like you would write every single day, but you either put it on the pod. That was really surprising to me that you write every day, but you don't go and do it just because you're passionate about the other things.
Yeah, it's just
but that's like a habit. That's like, oh, is it just to train your like comedy?
Hey, 14 chops. You do it since you're like 16 years old. You're gonna just do it. That's just what it is. So it's if I think of something really funny, I'm going to write it down. It might go into a script. Yeah. It might go into, I don't know if I do a vlog one day again, it might go into something else. Yeah. But for me, just to think of something funny and then not write it down, it feels weird. Like I have to write it down. And sometimes like on a podcast, I talked about this one story. I was going to put into a stand-up comedy bit, but I just told it on the podcast instead, which I regret now because it was really funny. It was literally just this moment where I realized as a kid, like my best friends were retarded. Like what? I didn't realize this. I was in the car and I had this fucking revelation moment. I was like, Yo, 2 of my elementary best friends were actually mentally challenged, and I had no idea.
Oh,
So when I go back home, I'm gonna check my fucking pictures to see if I was in the fucking special class.
also retarded.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to remember how long or short my bus was. So I'm like, yo, shit, was I actually that stupid? But I told it on the podcast. But that was supposed to be a stand-up bit, but I just kind of put it on the podcast. But like it's just a muscle that I never want to forget. I'll be doing this till the day I die. Even if I don't do podcasts anymore, even if I don't do stand-up, I'm always gonna just write jokes because number one, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've always been doing. It's also cool too, like let's say I just want to do an open mic, I'll just go do an open mic.
Yeah.
And then see what happens. I could be 70 years old, I'll do a fucking open mic. Who cares?
What's your schedule like? Because you have the businesses and you got the
but I have a lot of great partners. So we all do things in tandem. So in the morning, how I work, I don't work for shit.
Yeah.
Nighttime is when I work. Because in the daytime is when I want to be out. I want to go bike. I want to eat shit, kickbox, do all that other stuff. Yeah. Fucking wave at small children. I want to do all that shit. And then that's where I get canceled. They're gonna take that fucking bit, and I'm done. But I do that, and then when it hits nighttime is when I'm on the computer working because it's dark anyway. So I'll just stay in this room. Yeah.
Do you wait for your wife, fiance to go to sleep, and then you?
Well, it usually starts when she's away, but she goes to sleep really early. So I'm like up till like 3 or 4 a.m. But like I prefer to have my daytime where I get to do what I want, and then I'll just work my ass off at night and then kind of do it that way. I mean, it's work-life balance, and I figured out a way to do it because I always told myself work super hard in the morning and just right when the sun's about to go down, you'll have enough time. But it's like I make my own schedule. Fucking do your shit the other way around. I'm an insomniac.
Yeah.
So who cares? Like you're gonna stay up either way, so just work.
Yeah. When people say like, oh, because my dad always wanted me to like get up early, and then I always had that in my mind. So I used to work for my dad, and he has a manufacturing business.
Okay.
And I always want to go into work first, and then I'll go to like China with him, and I remember always being in the office first, but I like being up at night. So I'm always getting like, and I don't sleep well. And and in the car, he could sleep anywhere. He's the type of guy that could sleep anywhere. And he's always like, why are you sleeping in the car? You're so lazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, it's just that you could sleep, but yeah, he's always like giving me shit if I sleep. I have to wake up before 6 or else I'm like a piece of shit.
But you said you were what? You were the military? Or no?
Oh, military boarding school. It's called Army and Navy Academy.
What is that?
When I came here, when I was 15, I went to Army and Navy Academy.
Well, you were 15 from Taiwan?
Yeah, 15 from Taiwan.
Oh, shit, dude. Your fucking English is on point, bro.
I know.
That's real good, dude.
Thank you.
That's tight.
I practice.
That's dope.
Yeah, but this is another thing. Like, I feel like if you speak English a little more fluently, I only have a slight accent, people would just go, oh, he's probably Asian American and he's not like, the authentics.
Because most people don't give a fuck enough to do it, dude. Like you're like,
because I wanted people to like me. I don't want people to keep on making fun of my accent. But I feel like some people who does have the accent, people go, oh, but he's the authentic one.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, dude, I'm also authentic.
Yeah, you're like Taiwanese as fuck then.
But that's the thing. I also been here 15 years, so it's like I forgot a lot of. So I'm like nothing as fuck.
I went to Taiwan like a few years back, and Taiwan's fucking street food is wild.
The food's so good,
dude. What the fuck? Like the street food is amazing. I went to like the fancy restaurants. Yeah. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Get me back to the fucking street food shit.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Yes, and they're so cheap too.
And nobody fuck. By the way, too, I found out the worst way possible that when you're getting like breakfast like street food. Yeah. Get it in the morning. Later on, it's terrible. And so I got it like. Oh yeah. I wanted the same food again. Yeah. And I went back and they were on clothes and it was like the worst shit I've ever had. I'm like, okay, I fucked up. And they sold it to me anyways. those fucking fucks, and they knew what they were doing.
It's got to be hot in the morning.
Yeah, but we can't even visit Taiwan right now, right? Because
no, because of but I mean, there's the two. I'm Taiwan. We were just talking about that, but I was gonna go in July, but then now there was 0 cases for like months. But then now there's more. There's like
they have a spike of 12. They're very particular.
Everybody's leaving now.
Yeah, but you went to boarding school, right?
Yeah, I went to So I went to boarding school, and I went there for 2.5 years. So I went, and then this is another thing. I didn't live with I just started this recently. I didn't live with my parents until 5th grade because I lived with my grandparents, and then because now I'm giving my parents shit because I will call them. I'll be like, I talked to my dad recently. I was like, remember that I didn't live with you guys till 5th grade? Why is this?
wait, why?
Why? No, they're just really busy working.
They fucking hated you, bro. I'm sorry. That's what I did. They fucking hated
That's
you.
what it was.
They were hoping that you would forget about them and you would think grandma and grandpa are their parents.
Yeah, that's what it was. So but then after I went to boarding school, and I was really excited because my dad, like every Asian parents, like he would just spank me all the time, and I ran away from home twice, and then I came back. I lived in a PC bang.
Oh really?
Yeah, for like
those 24 hours fucking PC bangs and shit.
Yeah, they knew me because I would like go and then they knew me, and then I was like, can I just stay here, please? And then they're like, yeah. And then my grandma found me.
Wait, did you ever run away and then get your fucking ass beat when you came back?
Of course. My dad would be beating my ass, and my mom's like, yeah, I thought you said you weren't going to.
Yeah, it's the worst thing. It's like when you run away and you come back to an Asian household. It's like, I need these people for survival, but I'm about to get fucked up.
Yeah.
So I would be waiting outside, just kind of prepping my mind, like, oh, dude,
just to get it.
Fuck my ass up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this shit. So my dad one time, this was like an old stand-up bit, so I'll just say, but that was like this true fucking story. My brother was like the golden child, right? My parents fucking loved this dude. They hated my guts, understandably so. I wasn't the best kid. So I remember watching my dad and my brother get into a fight, and my dad would get hurt by the things that my brother would say. Yeah. My brother would say terrible shit. He'd go like, you know what? If you put your hands on me, don't ever fucking call me your son. And I remember watching that moment, and my dad went to the couch, laid down, and he started crying. It was fucking
what?
And then I was like,
you can't do that. No?
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I was fucking pissed when I saw this.
No way it worked.
I literally told my dad something very similar. I was like, you put your fucking hands on me, you'll never see me again. I walk outside the door, he closes it shut. I heard 17 locks click. I didn't even know we had that many locks. Oh, you were and I sat out there, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like this guy, legit, he didn't even blink twice. Yeah. And then in the most sarcastic way possible. But by the way, I did this during winter. Yeah. And I'm standing out there, it's raining in Sacramento. I'm like, what have I done? Yeah. And I remember I just knocked on the door. He was like, I thought you were gonna start a new life. What are you doing here? Yeah. And watching my dad cry because my brother was like, don't ever hit me again. And he started bawling. I'm like, oh, I'm shit in this family. Fuck this, dude. Yeah. He didn't care, dude. Oh, man. But so that's the type of treatment my brother would get. He was the golden child. Yeah. So when my brother said he was going to leave, my dad thought his whole world was falling apart. But when I fucking left, he was on the adoption. He was like getting on the adoption list, looking for a new son. That shit's crazy. I didn't know that. That was the first time I realized I was like, he has a favorite. Yeah. I mean, I should have known when he was beating my ass, but still. But he really had a favorite.
Yeah, but now, how's the relationship now?
Well, I make more money than my brother, so I'm the I'm the golden child.
Did you see the transition?
I saw the transition when, like, I finally got my mom to admit. I was like,
"What? You made them admit?"
I was like, "Listen,
what? That's so messed up."
I was like, "You liked my brother way more than you liked me." She goes, "But he's a different now." And I'm like, yo, hearing them admit it hurts so bad. It hurts so much more than I expected. I was like, yo, man, like I knew it, but to hear it from her fucking mouth, I was like, yo, bitch, soften the blow. Like, don't just fucking outward say this shit. He's a different now. Like he's different.
No, but it's also positive because she also likes you now.
Yeah, well, she likes me now because I buy her things. You know, like, it's a little different.
Yeah, you gotta buy her stuff.
But we developed a really great relationship because I also learned a lot about my mistakes and kind of I wasn't very empathetic towards them. Right? They weren't empathetic towards me. I wasn't empathetic towards them. I never.
But what was the thing that you and your brother like? What was the difference? What were you doing?
He was the firstborn. You know, that's where all your love goes. If you're a second born child out there, just know you're not shit. Like they did everything they could with the first one. They're tired by the time you come around. Like nobody gives a fuck about you. And so that's why dude, I shit you fucking not. Yeah. You look at this is how I also do. When you look at our kids' photos, right? We had these albums at home of all of our children's photos. Yeah. My brother's 6 books this thick, mine this big. One photo, one book.
Oh man.
And it's just like blurry pictures of me. Like, just they're all blurry. Like suddenly my dad's vision was really poor. Yeah. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Your mom drew one? Just a page of you.
It's on crayon.
15 years old.
She's like,
David,
I was like, when did I draw this? She goes, oh, actually, I drew it of you because we didn't have any photos.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking fat and ugly as shit. She draws a racist drawing of me with I have slant eyes. But my mom, yeah, but like my parents always played favorites, and I didn't realize this until later on. And you see like all these like small little instances of it, but we hashed our shit out now, so we're good. You know, because what for you, like, so you live with your grandparents when you were younger in the 5th grade. Why did they decide to take you back?
Before we continue this podcast, my brain farts, we are brought to you by Purple. I can't tell you how much I love my Purple mattress because it has been giving me some of the best sleeps of my life, gangster style. Start loving yourself by respecting your rest with a Purple mattress. Before my Purple mattress, I was sleeping on a quilted bag of pain. Is that you? Waking up wondering why your spine has gone through trials and tribulations and disrespect? Shame on you. What that back do to you? Bless yourself with a Purple mattress. Purple's technology in their products keeps me cool, supports my back, sides, hips, necks, and shoulders. It gives me the love I've always needed. You won't regret it. And guess what? Free shipping and return. So what you waiting for, you silly butt farts? Purple really is comfort for an uncomfortable world. And right now you'll get 10% off any order of $200 or more. Go to purple.com/GB10 and use promo code GB10. That's purple.com/GB10, promo code GB10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Purple.com/GB10, promo code GB10. Terms apply.
What?
Yeah.
What? No. So in 5th grade, I lived with them for like 2 years, and then they're like, "Oh, you could, you know," because my friend wanted to. They were gonna go to America for the first time.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, you should go too." And he's the military, and it was my best friend. I was like, "Dude, fuck yeah, man, I want to go." It's my friend. And then I went, and I was really happy because I get to be free.
Wait, when you went to boarding, what is boarding school exactly? Like, what is it? Because I know boarding school is people who are fucked up kids go there.
I think a lot of them, or it's just their parents, you know, wanted a private time.
Okay.
Just some alone time.
Yeah.
And well, my mom is really independent. I really think my mom and dad is like the complete opposite. It's just they did it because like it's the social thing.
Like we should have a kid.
Yeah, we should have a kid. And then, because I remember one time I was telling my mom, I was like, "Mom, she's like, actually, to be honest with you, I didn't want kids." Like she told me this multiple times.
What's with our fucked up parents telling us these truths that we don't need to know?
Yeah. So yeah, she's like, "Yeah, well, I didn't want kids." And then I was like, sad. And then I'm sad a lot.
Yeah, like your whole life, you're just always sad.
Always sad. And then she's like, "But don't worry, like after a year, I started to love you." I was like, "Oh, that's really nice."
After the whole year, she just looked at you.
After
Look at this piece of shit.
Yeah. No, but then, so then 8th grade, I went to boarding school. So I was really happy because I was free. And then that's when I first, because my wife's Korean. I have a wife. She's Korean.
Oh, shit.
And I really got in with the Koreans and the culture because I was getting bullied, and then I didn't know the Korean culture. And in this one class, he was like held back probably like 3 or 4 years.
That's tight.
And I was like, because I was the worst student always. Mm-hmm. Like I was, roasting a teacher in my broken English.
Dog, I would kill myself if I was a teacher getting roasted by a kid who couldn't speak English. In this fucking thick Taiwanese Mandarin accent, I'd be so fucking pissed.
Yeah. So I was roasting the teacher, and then the Korean guy, he's like, "Hey, shut the fuck up." And I didn't know.
Did he have a broke Korean accent too?
Yeah. He was
shut the fuck up, okay, Seki? It's like, dude, this fucking special bus ass class right now. The teacher's like, "What's going on?"
We're the only 2 Asians. It's like, God damn it. Yeah. And then he like, how Korean people would lick their lips. They're like, like really pissed. And I didn't know that Korean people fight like that. I didn't know this. So I was like, "You shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You squarehead." Like I was just, telling him you stupid stuff. And then he's like, "After." Okay. He's like, "Okay, after. Let's go fight." And I was like, "Okay, let's go fight." I didn't think he was actually doing it.
Hold on. Okay. This dude.
Two broken English.
You just didn't understand what he was saying.
No, he said, "Let's go fight." I was like, "Okay, let's go fight."
You're like, "Oh, you want to go eat?" You just went outside, and all of a sudden he gave you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah. But he said, let's go fight. And then he beat my ass. And then he beat my ass. And I was really sad too. You would have been really, really angry with me. Because,
I would have been so pissed.
Because he was beating my ass. And then I was like, okay, stop. I'm sorry. I didn't want it enough. But the thing is, I would do it.
It's the story of your life, dude. You like call this fool out on his bluff. It's like, I'm a kicker you ass. And you're like, well, fucking do it then, guy. It's like, dog, I wish I was in that classroom listening to you fucking fobs fight each other. I think I would have died laughing. Oh, yeah, you going to punch me in the head, fucking square face? And this guy's like, oh, yeah, you want to die, Casey?
Yeah,
I'm like, look, this is fucked up Asian drama.
Yeah, so that's exactly how it happened. And then he beat my ass, and then we became friends. And then I was and then that's pretty much what it is. And I was and then and after that I just became friends with all the Koreans, and they will the people still made fun of me and stuff like that, but just less. And then
so when you came to the United States, did you already know some English though?
Yeah, because we have English classes, and I was always good.
Everybody does it better outside from the US, dude.
What?
Because everybody's multilingual except for fucking Americans.
Oh yeah. But Americans they do the Spanish thing.
Yeah, very poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you already knew like your English was okay before you came here?
Yeah, because I'm really good with tones.
Okay.
And then so I will always I could act like I could speak well, but my writing is really bad.
That's where it shows.
In all my
you've been lying to us this whole time.
Yes. That's like the only thing I could talk to people, but then like all the writing, all the classes I failed. I don't even know how I graduated.
So you said you got bullied in school?
Yeah, everybody did. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, not everybody, but I got bullied a lot. But like, I know certain people that just never did.
What?
I mean, I don't know what school you went to, but my school, the bigger, stronger, badder you are. People would just fucking leave you alone.
There's I forgot the bullies.
Yeah,
and the big guys.
The bullies got bullied at home when their parents wouldn't feed them and shit like that. When they fucking grew up in a broken home, that's like their thing.
Yeah,
that was probably a little too real for some people out there. They're like, hey, bro, come on, man.
Probably.
Yeah. So so you went to boarding school, and then you obviously didn't do stand up right after. What did you do in between that?
So I went to community college in Miramar in San Diego, and then after that I worked at Bluefin, which is a sushi restaurant, and then I worked at Radio Shack.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I worked with my dad, and then that's when I got even sadder because
of course.
I was like, I don't want to do this, and then so I just did work for my dad and also do stand up. And then
what made you want to go into stand up out of nowhere? Like, I mean, was it something that you've always enjoyed, or was it just like, oh shit, I want to do stand up?
Oh no, I always watched like stand up. Starting 9th grade, somebody showed me Russell Peters and and Kevin Hart, and I liked them. And then I never thought about doing it, but I was really sad. That's the theme of the podcast.
That's like your whole stand up special to be. I was sad.
So dumb.
It's just a fucking frown face, and it's just your face on it.
But yeah, that was that. And then I wanted to do 3 things. I was like, if I die, what would I do? So I would do stand up, and I will get my motorcycle license, and then do white water rafting. I know those are like 3 like stupid things, but I really wanted to do those things.
That's crazy.
Like if I die, those are the 3 things. Not.
So do you ride a motorcycle right now?
No.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck are you doing? Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Have you been whitewater rafting yet?
No.
Okay, then you fucking get to this. You could do this tomorrow.
No. Okay, but the thing is,
your goals are so fucking low, Jason.
I know. I told you I was sad. How many times do I gotta say it? 37 times. There's gonna be somebody's like, can he stop saying he's sad? We get it. The first time he said it, we heard it.
You're fucking, I was born with a curse. That is your fucking special, dude.
Yeah, and then that's why, so I got the written test passed on the motorcycles. And then I did an open mic, and I was like, oh man, I love this. So I just kept doing it. And I was working and then doing stand-up, so I just didn't.
Dude, your dad must have been so mad at you. He's like, what are your life goals? I want to ride a motorcycle. I want to go whitewater rafting. I would have beat your ass on the spot. Yes. I would literally beat the shit out of you.
Yes.
I think I asked you what your fucking life goals were, not a fucking to-do list.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to make of yourself, you son of a bitch?
Yeah.
That's great. Are your parents supportive of you now?
I still apologize to them. Like, they're they're supportive kind of, but not really. Like my dad will still be like, hey, you could also focus on something else.
Of course.
Yeah, like it's never too late to you could also just work at a bank and
see. I don't think that's the case for what you do though. Like there's a reason why you've gotten so much better is because this is what you do.
Well, I love it so much anyways.
Yeah.
Like I told him when I'm 60, if I don't, become successful enough, then I'll kill myself.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I told him because I love it too much. Like the social scrutiny of being a justice stand-up and not, being successful, not as successful. People will be like, oh, he's just, But then I love it too much that I would sacrifice, people saying stuff. But then I still I love it, and I do the best I can.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't ever suggest people do what I do, right? Which is just go from hobby to hobby to hobby to hobby. But my joy in life is experiencing as much as I want.
Yeah.
And that's just who I am,
yeah.
right?
So but it worked for you.
It worked for me, right? But I become very obsessive in that point. But once I reach the maximum joy of something, I try to move on to something else. Not to say I won't come back to it, but I have a finite time on this earth and I'm going to do what I want to do.
Where does that come from?
I was sad.
Two sad guys. I
was sad. Like I shit you not. Like it's a joke, but
I was so serious.
I was always sad. Like I would wake up every day.
You can't say what I do. You were sad too.
Hey, you were sad. I was sad. Your parents locked you out. My parents locked me out. Some fucked up. We need some therapy, bro. But I was really sad, and I can't even say it with a straight face anymore. I just woke up sad every day because I wasn't doing anything I wanted. And so,
what were you doing?
Nothing. I would just do whatever my dad would tell me to do. So
that's exactly. That's why my to-do list. You shitting on my to-do list, but that was the shit that I wanted to do.
Let me tell you what my life goals were. It was to marry somebody. So. Okay. As I start judging you,
dude, what the fuck?
I'm just sitting here.
Somebody.
I wasn't any better. I'm sorry. My life goal was to get married and have a kid, which is like a given for most really people. Nice. But that was like my life goals. I remember like just waking up so fucking miserable.
Right.
Because
how long were you in that period of misery?
Like 28 years. No, I'm kidding. It was like that. It was like. Honestly, it was for like maybe 24 years. Like it felt that long,
Same.
And I had this moment with my dad where he hated me doing stand-up.
Yes.
Right? He fucking hated
Dude, they didn't come to see my thing until like 3-4 years in.
My dad still hasn't seen anything I've done.
Oh, yeah. No.
I mean, he watches me on YouTube, but he hasn't come to a show. I think he also has social anxiety, so he doesn't like being around crowds. But he didn't understand because I knew why. Because it's like, yo, I fucking came here. I'm working my ass off for you to be a fucking clown for a living. You fucking asshole. Right. I get it. He's doing it out of fear.
Yes.
But the thing for him, he didn't understand. Like, my mom had to explain it to him. It's like, if you wanted him to be a Korean kid and follow your rules, we should have just stayed in Korea. Why the fuck did you bring him?
Yeah.
He's an American boy now. Mm-hmm. He has American dreams. And like the American dream isn't about making money. It's about the opportunity and choice that you have to be what you want to be. And so I had this moment where I was doing stand-up, I was doing everything else. But I was like in this really shitty ass space in my life. And I remember this moment where my dad and I weren't getting along. I literally sat in the middle of the living room and I was on my knees and I started bawling. And he was like, what's wrong? Of course, he was calling me a pussy. Yeah. Great parenting. But he was like, why are you so sad? Right?
Just like that, dude. Why are you so sad?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Why are you so sad?
But it's the pride getting in the way.
Yeah,
though.
he's like, why are you so sad?
Yeah.
It's not like you don't eat enough, fat boy. But now you didn't say that shit. You eat all the time. That's all you do. You eat every day. Happy people only eat. The kings only eat all the time. But he's just like yelling at me. But I remember I looked at him and I was like, hey, I've been trying to do what I'm doing. Fine. Maybe you know something that I don't know. Yeah. I'll do whatever you ask me to do.
Oh, you say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said,
man,
anything you want me to do, I'll live my life by your standards.
So that he could be happy.
Yeah. And I was like, let's see if this works. So
how old were you then?
It was like a couple of years before I left to LA. So 22, okay. 22-ish, 24 around 23, 24. So it was like, I was in community college. Yeah. I aced all my fucking shit. I was doing really well in school.
Yeah.
I did all this stuff. And every time I got an A, it didn't mean shit to me. I was like, how come this grade? You told me that if show myself that I can accomplish something like through my grades, I would feel good about this. Whether I got an A, B, C, D, whatever, it didn't fucking matter. It all didn't matter.
Right.
And I was like, I can't live my life by his standards. I have to still search for what I want to do.
Right.
And so what happened was that I started doing YouTube on the side. I was a youth minister. I worked at the Men's Warehouse.
Yeah.
I helped my parents store on the side. I was a full-time fucking student. But one thing had to go. It was stand-up. I had to let go stand-up.
Oh.
So I did YouTube.
Yeah.
I said I could make these funny little jokes and bits on YouTube. And then I did that one UCLA video. It popped off. And I was like, fuck school.
Yeah.
I remember I was in class and I had a midterm that was there. And it was in this blue book. And I literally took my fucking Sharpie. I think it was a highlighter actually. I put a fucking smiley face in it. I folded it and I turned it in right when the test started and I never came back.
Man.
And I dropped out.
Wow.
Yeah. And I went to my dad and I was like, hey.
I did it for you for a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, I tried. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a stand-up comic. I'm going to leave. Like,
wow.
And then I moved in with my cousin who's my manager now. I fucking was broke as shit, had no fucking money, sold everything that I had. And then my dad, in the most Asian way, doesn't support me, but he buys me a DSLR for my YouTube.
That's so nice.
And so
They're expensive.
And he gave it to me. I was like, I hope you fail. I was like, thanks. And then I take it and I stayed in LA and it's been like 11 years now.
Oh man. Were you scared though?
No, I wasn't scared.
You weren't scared because you were like, well, I love this.
I was in rock bottom. What the fuck am I scared about?
Yeah, same. That's how
you know what felt, anything else at this point, I gotta go up. So I was to the point. It's like who the fuck cares if I'm poor? Yeah. As long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, what you want to do. The to-do list.
Exactly.
You have but your to-do list is more like you have more.
I added something. I was like, be a stand-up comic. You know. Yeah. And I was already pursuing it. Except for that one small gap where I was doing all this work and shit. Yeah. And I missed making people laugh. I missed that feeling that you get when you can make somebody feel better by laughter. Yeah. Because when you're bullied and you're a kid and you're getting made fun of every fucking day, the best thing that you can do is laugh at your pain. Yeah. And that is medicine. Yeah. And so if I could, all the bullshit stuff that I went through, I was allowed to put it on stand-up and YouTube and it made people feel better. Yeah. It made me feel good in return. Yeah. And that's what stand-up was doing for me. Yes. So that's why I pursued my pursuit of happiness was that. Yeah. Because what else is there? Right? Like you're already fucking sad and depressed out of your mind. So you might as well just pursue what you have. And I was like to the point where living in this little small apartment in Los Angeles, when I was doing YouTube at the time and things were popping, I wasn't making any money. I literally $0. And so I had this desk I bought from Walmart, my editing computer and my DSLR, and I stayed in that room every fucking week writing new vlogs every time. Wow. And I did that for like 3 years, constantly, nonstop, not going anywhere, not seeing friends, no vacation, no fucking nothing. And so, but that's when all these opportunities started coming and things started rolling for me.
But you write those vlogs and you put it up every day though.
It was like once or twice a week. And so, but it was hard because it's like you're trying to write a new bit every fucking week for 3 years. I did that for fucking 3-4 years. Oh my God. People don't know how hard that is.
It's impossible.
I'm writing a new fucking set every fucking week, releasing it for fucking 4 years straight.
Was that when you have a following already?
I had a small following at that point. Okay.
But that's still so crazy to do.
It was so hard. And then I snapped. I was like, fuck, I got it. What am I doing? I'm fat as fuck. I'm miserable as shit. And then I quit YouTube for a little bit and I came back. Yeah, but it'd be crazy too because fucking I lost like half my following after I left. They're like, we'll wait for you. And then I came back. They're like, psych. Who the fuck are you, dude? Yeah. Yeah. And then, now I do the podcast, which is kind of crazy, man.
Yeah. But what right now you do the podcast because you just want to do the podcast. You don't want to do the other thing anymore that you write like every 2.
Yeah, I did
because
film.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same, but podcasting too became what I was doing with the vlog, just longer. So it's like sometimes I'll have a specific subject and then I can elaborate these thoughts on an hour format rather than just 5 minutes. Yeah. And so
well, when you text me, you're like, hey, come, just be yourself, just be funny. And I was like, fuck, what if I'm not funny?
Then you're fucked, bro. What? Because I've been gassing you up this whole podcast and they're like, dude, this guy's not funny at all.
I know. Oh, man. I did. No, but is it because I watched a couple of them? When I saw you, Patrick, and Nick, you guys are like killing the whole thing. Like
just,
you're killing it.
This
Yeah,
is just
but
how we
you have
talk.
friends. Yeah,
This is just how we talk all the time, you know? And for that too, it's just like...
I failed.
No, you're fine, dude.
No, I failed.
You start fucking whipping yourself and shit.
Yeah.
No, man, this is good though. Because I feel like, and I was telling this too, and once again, comedy is very subjective, but I do have this, it's not a responsibility, like I'm a fucking superhero, but...
But why now? Oh, sorry, because you say sorry.
Well, because I have this platform where I can bring people on and people can get to know you. Before, if let's say I just did a vlog and I brought you in, who the fuck cares? But here you could talk about your story. You could talk about where you're from, and people can really get to know you. And if they fuck with you, they'll carry on. You can do your own fucking special or whatever that it is.
I should have prepared some more stories. I didn't want to bad enough.
Paul brings out his fucking notepad in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. I wanted to tell everybody this. Yeah, no.
But this is like it's something that I always enjoy. It's like finding people that I really fuck with, right? And if you're...
Did you always do that? Because you know, Asian, I don't know, but in the comedy, stand-up comedy, like we don't help each other, and it's not because we don't want to. Even if we do want to, we don't have the power to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
if I did, I would love to do it.
I mean, for me, like,
and I did do some.
I'm not somebody who pushes people just because.
Yeah,
like I do it because I thoroughly enjoy it. It doesn't matter what you fucking are.
Yeah.
But for as of right now, people are giving me examples of like Asian people in entertainment they fuck with, and I don't like them. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
They suck. Yeah. So for me, it's like, well, if I'm going to sit there and be Mr. Judgy, then why don't you put on people that you really like?
Yeah.
Right. So one day I was just like, oh, I saw this dude. Pat said you were really funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, cool. Let me look up some of his clips. And I was cracking up watching a couple of your sets. And now I have you on this podcast because
nice.
I want people to know who you, it just takes a little bit of opportunity for people to see the right people. That's it. So sometimes when there's, Asian people, the Asian comics aren't as funny as other people because you haven't seen the right ones. And some of the ones that are up there are getting more shine than other people because they feel like there's not enough space for all these Asian comics. We just started,
Yeah, that's true.
So for me, like, it's like, okay, if I find Jason funny, why don't I bring him on the podcast?
You didn't have to yeah, it's just because I was just curious about why put on people. You could have done another type of podcast. You could have done, like I don't know, vacuum cleaners. like or whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh, I want to help out, other Asians. That's really nice. You're the third Asian person that
that I know. It was the first guy that beat me up, and then my wife.
Yeah. And then now it's you. You're the nicest so far. Yeah.
Not even your wife. My wife beats me up consistently too.
Yeah.
But I had Pat on too because he's a comic, and I thought Pat was fucking funny.
Yes.
So I'm like, let's bring Pat on.
Dude, so I did a show with Pat recently, and but the thing is, he's not getting up. So I FaceTimed him, and then I was like, dude, why are you not getting up? Just get up. And then I think he was saying that maybe, I don't quote me, but he was saying like a little bit of pride and a little bit of like maybe he's scared if it doesn't work. But the thing is, I was on a show with him and I never seen his full set. I bombed, and then I watch him, and it was a hard show. And then he got him. It's hard to get a crowd when they're like, do you know what I mean? Like,
we're not ready to laugh.
I'm like, dude, that's really hard to do that. And then, I wanted them to. I was like, man, you should do more stuff.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good.
I have him on the podcast. He's cracking me the fuck up, and I'm thinking right now, it's like I'm gonna just push people that I believe in, right? Yes. And that's really what it is. That's all I care about at this point, because your success doesn't take away from mine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say you do a set. What if I can't do stand up too?
Yeah.
Why can't you be funny and I be fucking funny?
Yeah.
We're both sad. We're both sad.
Well, in the beginning is because if you have a good set, if we were both coming and you have a good set and you're Asian and then I don't really have that good of a set, then I'm gonna be more sad than you. Because I'm like, well, people like him, man.
Yeah, no, it's like
people don't even know us, man.
We're sad together.
But honestly now, like the set that I would be doing is just like the stuff that I really care about, even though, because in the beginning, all I cared about was making people laugh, like laughs per minute, Mm-hmm. But then now, because if you try to make people laugh and don't really care about what you're really saying, if you bomb, you're like, well, what? That took me so long to do, but it's just like, well, what did I just do? It makes you even sadder because it's like, one, you didn't even say the thing that you wanted to say, and two, nobody laughed. So why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
You just did 5, sets, but now I would just say the things that I think is funny and that I'm passionate about. And then if they don't laugh, then fuck it. At least I said the things that I wanted to say if I die tomorrow.
That's super smart because I think like when I look back at my old stand-up, I hate it so much because you could tell that I'm so thirsty for any type of laugh. And so I would always have like go-to stupid gimmicky shit because I'm afraid nobody's going to laugh.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you doing up there then? You know?
Yeah, but then your thing was always like, I mean, most comics is always like, well, you just want to make them laugh so they could.
And I started learning that from fucking Dave Chappelle. I look at him when he does stand-up and I went to one of his live shows and he was just talking his shit. He's so good at just being himself.
Oh, for sure.
You know? Yeah. And I think that's like what separates the greats from just a regular funny guy. Because a lot of comics too, they'll be funny, right? Yeah. But what's that thing that makes a Bill Burr or a fucking Chappelle?
Right.
It's because they have their own voice and they express that to the umpteenth degree.
Yes.
And that's the stuff that I'm envious about, where I'm like, because even Dave Chappelle, when he was killing it when he was younger, when we knew him when he was first coming up, it's a different Dave Chappelle that we see now.
Oh, for sure.
He's better now than he was then. And I was cracking up at his stuff then. You know? And so like I've probably watched Equanimity and all the stuff that he's seen on Netflix like a million times over now. Because I'm trying to figure out how he does this. Like what is it about him that made me laugh just as much as the first time, second time, and third time? It's because of his way of discovery and how he does his stuff. He does stuff that he enjoys.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I think that's what I was talking to another comic recently, but they were saying the same thing. It's like it seems like that people who are successful in stand-up is the stuff that they say the stuff that they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important, right?
Yeah.
And I think too with Asian comics too, like, dude, I saw this clip of fucking Dat Fan getting murdered by Patrice O'Neal.
Oh yeah, on the show.
So Pat told me about that shit and we saw it off podcast. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
It was a murder scene.
Oh yeah.
They were killing him, dude. Yeah. And for some reason, like it's an old clip. I know what's gonna happen, but I just kept telling my dad, come back with something. Roast Patrice about something. Talk about his diabetes. Say something. Rest in peace. It actually killed him, so I feel bad for saying that. But like say something. But he just stood there and he laughed and he giggled. And I think because he was in a room full of giants.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I would have probably done the same thing. I would have cried after and been sad too. You know, like that's what would have happened.
Yeah,
I just wanted him to. I mean, he won the last comic standing.
He did, yeah.
And so he was in a room full of people that probably felt that he didn't deserve to be there. And I think like his biggest problem was that they didn't like was that he kept on going back to the Vietnamese accent over and over and over. I'm like, Dad, you're the joke is funny, but you got to do something else, man.
Yeah.
And that's why they picked on that. They're like, are you gonna just keep doing this fucking accent over and over? Like, do something funny. So I genuinely felt bad for him.
I did too. But yeah, there's so many things because it's like if people are eating it up, but that's another thing. Like if people think is really funny, but it's not like a thing that he really. I don't know if it's a thing that he really wanted to say or like pro-Asian, but it's also really hard back then too to be like pro-Asian, right or wrong? No,
I mean it depends, right? Because listen, I am guilty of this too, where. I mean, even when I do stand up, if I'm making fun of my dad, I'm gonna do the accent that he has. Yeah. Right. But that's my truth though.
Yes.
It's what I grew up with.
But that's what Dat Fan's truth is too.
I think Dat Fan's truth was it's fine, but what next?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you kind of beat a dead horse with it. And so that's where it became a little problematic too. But you know, same people, there's other people who do that as well. But he was put onto a spotlight at the time.
Oh, for sure.
And like I don't think like there's no problem with doing a fucking accent. Everybody does their fucking accents. Dude.
Everybody does it. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the times I don't even want to address that I'm Asian when I first get on stage because I feel like a lot of Asians do. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And I just feel like, I have to like do this thing and then address that I'm Asian in the middle or at the end of my set just so to show like, hey, we could also be funny without saying the Asian thing. Because I literally have done my Asian, and then another comic will go on and go, all he's got is his, the immigrant culture thing. And I was like, oh man, that shit hurt. So then I will try another, but it is our truth. Everybody does their accent. And
but you could, but that's the thing too. So what you going shit on? People laughed about. That's my shit though. I wasn't born here, bitch. The fuck do you want from me? You know what I mean? Like, and it makes my crowd laugh because they can relate to it.
But you know what the thing is so I stopped doing the accent thing, and now when I wanted to go back to do the accent, I don't do an accurate one.
Because it's all fucked up.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. It's like, which one is this? Yeah. Which Asian country is this?
I just stick to the ones I know, dude. It's like, I know how my dad and my uncle speak, you know, and that's always stuck in my fucking head. So that's like the best thing. And then, all my Vietnamese friends, like I grew up in a predominantly like Vietnamese area. So that's just the accent I always heard.
Right.
So like, I dated strictly only Vietnamese girls, like so, and I wanted to learn Vietnamese.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah, so it's in the wheelhouse all the time, right? My best friend is fucking Rwandan. His parents are Rwandan, so I imitate his dad all the time.
Oh man.
So that's just what I grew up with.
Those are nice tools.
Those are good tools. I didn't even think that it was a tool to have. It's just when I tell this story about his dad, I just remember it just comes up because this is how he would talk to me. Yeah. Like every African person knows this shit. Like when you meet an old African head, if you meet him for the first time, just know you're gonna be there for 6 hours listening to his stories. Yeah. And so his dad would always. I remember when I first met his dad. I just sat there. He starts telling me this obscure story about how to rob a bank. I'm like, where's this story going? Yeah. Right? He just said, "Let me tell you. Do you want to know how to rob a bank?"
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm like, first you go to the bank. Then
you go to the bank.
Then you go to the bank. Then you take the money. Then you go to the car. Get into the car. Go to a tree. Then
go to a tree.
Go to a tree. Then you're going to bury the hole under the tree.
Wow.
Put the money next to the tree. Go 12 miles down. Go to another bank. Go to another tree.
Go to another
Bro,
bank.
I just asked you where the bathroom is. Like, where the fuck is this going? But this is like the shit that I would hear my whole life.
Did you like that he was telling you stories?
I hated it. I wanted to go to the bathroom. I had to go pee.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting here. He's just telling me these obscure. Why do I need to know how to rob a bank?
Yeah.
And I just sat there for an hour listening to the story about how to rob a bank. For no fucking reason. And then he was telling me stories about how he used to get his feet beat by his teachers until they bled if he was late to school. I'm like, what is going on here? Dude? Yeah. But this is like the life I grew up with. So.
You were just there for the accent.
I was just there for because I used to tutor his sisters.
Oh.
So when I was in community college, he went to UC Davis. So when I was here, he would ask me if I could tutor the younger sisters. So I just had to hear him talk all the time, and it just stuck in my head all day. He would just talk to me every day. He would just go to Sidewalk Pizza, get some pizza, come back, run away from his daughters. Yeah. So he would have me tutor his daughters because he fucking hated the guys. Because they were so annoying because they were teen girls. And so they would come in and they would just jibber jabber. He goes, "I have to go away."
And then he just takes you and talk to you for 3 hours.
Yeah. If you want to rob a sidewalk pizza, then you get to the car, get the pepperoni, then you go to in the tree. Every day he would talk like that shit. Yeah. And then, when I used to do that shit, it would kill because it's truth. It's truth that if people know when you talk to an African old head, they know what that shit's like. Right. Because I grew up around.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. Like African people are the most warm people. But they will just like talk to you about pure nonsense for fucking hours and you just have to sit there and take it. Yeah. All the time.
But that sounds like it's made up. It's like made up shit.
It's a true story. You know why fucking it's true? My best friend heard his dad tell the story. He knows about how his dad rambles. He came down, looked at me, smiled, and went back upstairs and left me there for hours. Fuck that fool, dude. That's my best friend too. Fuck you, dude. But yeah, these are like truths that we have. So when I hear people do accents, I laugh all the time because it reminds me of stuff that I grew up with. And I'm okay with it. I think that fan just kind of hammed it up too much and he didn't do other jokes outside of it. So if it's literally a whole set where you're doing a Vietnamese accent, where's the rest of the jokes?
Who else do you like now that's Asian that you enjoy watching? Because there's different, because you could go, because I admire a lot of Asian comics or just comics in general, but some of them don't make me belly laugh because I love stupid stuff. Yeah. But I admire a lot of the joke writing and I like really respect it.
I mean, I like haven't been like, I've been only recently actively searching a lot of like some more Asian stand-up comics, but like I saw your stuff. I thought you were super fucking funny. I used to love Bobby Lisa, but he hasn't done stand-up in a hot second. Yeah. And I haven't seen him stand up in a while, but Bobby Lee shit used to crack me the fuck up because I'm a Korean kid. So all the stuff that he was saying was everything that I went through as a kid. And so I definitely had to modify my stand-up a lot because a lot of our stories were similar. Oh. So
have you done stand-up to a Korean American crowd?
Yes.
How nice is that?
Dude, it's because I don't have to explain shit.
Yeah. That must be so nice to do that. I have this like weird idea of like, this is gonna it'll sound weird in the beginning, but like separating the crowd, like 30 Asian Americans, but then they won't see each other though. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then white, and then
you just hear them laughing. Like, what the fuck are they laughing
why
about?
Are they laughing? And then people will laugh at different places. But it's so nice to not have to explain stuff and just.
I think that's the hard part about stand up too, that I learned early on, was I have to look at the crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just would do my sets the same way. It's like, bro, it's different crowd though. You gotta make modifications.
Yes.
And that's how I bombed so much in the beginning. Because I'm like, no, this killed last time. It's like, bro, but that was a different crowd. Yeah. So you can't make these Asian jokes. They don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. You know, I'm just like making these jokes about my parents beating me, and these white people are like, well, you didn't have to take it. Yeah. You know, why is he giving his testimony up there? Like, somebody call the cops. But you know, all the Asian people are laughing because they understood. Right. And I was like, I fucked up here. Like I have to learn how to just do crowd work a lot better. And crowd work's hard.
It's so hard. Yeah. I don't think I'm as. I mean, I try to do it. Try to practice more.
It's a skill though. Like Russell Peters is hella good at crowd work. So that's like almost half his set.
Yes.
It's crowd work.
Yes.
I can't do that.
And his thing is like really specific too. Like he knows about the Hong Kong things. Like it's specific. It isn't like hacky things. Yeah.
Well, that's why when people were asking, well, how do you like it when other people imitate these Asian accents? It's like, if it's accurate, it's fucking funny. Yes. Because he knew about cultural nuance. And that's what had me dying laughing, right? Nobody can say that his fucking Cantonese Hong Kong accent isn't spot on. Dead on. It's better than mine. Yes. You know, I was shocked when I heard that thing. I remember listening to it and crying laughing. It was the belly laugh. I was like, holy shit. This dude knows everything about Asian people. That even other Asian stand-up comics didn't capitalize on it. Yeah. He was so much better at explaining the nuance than even some Asian people, because they would just do the accent without the explanation. It's like, I have a Chinese dad. Cool, whatever. Russell Peters would do the accent and explain why it's fucking funny. Yes. Because he's making fun of these inside jokes. Yes. You know, I was impressed.
Yeah, for like different cultures too, like his own like Middle Eastern culture, and I think that's really cool.
So what's like the next step for you right now?
Like what you were talking about earlier, how like
besides riding a motorcycle and going whitewater rafting.
Eat a lot of ice cream. Yeah. I like ice cream.
I got a soft serve spot coming up, so you get that.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look it up. But what was my thing? Sorry, the thing. You know what? I just want to say this because I'm not. I don't think I'm dumb.
Okay. This is a great segue. Go ahead.
I'm not because the thing is, I don't think I'm dumb. Okay. Okay. But I know I'm not smart. Okay. But I know I'm not dumb. Okay. I'm like in the middle. But the thing is, your brain works really fast, and it's like whoever's brain that works fast and say fast things, it's intimidating.
Really?
Yeah, because I get it. Like the thing is, but then my processing speed to go out is slower, but inside is processed. You're like, I get it. Dude, I'm not dumb. The thing is, but every friend that I do an impression of me, it's a retard. I swear, and they don't know each other. Yeah, they'll be like, "Here comes Jason." And then because I know my mouth is open a lot. Yeah, because I need oxygen. Yeah, because my nose. It's probably bad for my brain. Okay. I looked it up. Okay. Nose breathers are smarter.
Really?
Yeah, I looked it up.
You're fucking lying.
No, because the oxygen will go in and there's like a cortex zone with the twisties. You go in and then
that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anybody say, by the way. This literally said
there's a twisty
how dare you say cortex and then come with twisties after? That's fucking what the fuck?
Like I told you, I'm not smart, but I'm also not dumb. Yeah. This is what this is what. But then every time is a retard. I'm like, when do I do this? Yeah. They're like all the time, but they don't know each other. But then they'll do the same impression, and like I think I come off as a retard.
I hate it
but I'm not though.
When people fucking imitate you, it's always like the worst qualities about you that you don't need to say. It's like, why you got to do that, bro? Yeah. Like,
but when people imitate you, do they have the same exact impression?
Yes, they do.
Oh, what? I didn't know that was a thing.
Fuck you, you're dumb. Fuck you, you're dumb. I'm like, hey, I say more things than that. He goes, you think this way? Fuck you, you're dumb. I'm David So. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You're like, holy shit, that's dead on.
Like, hey, that's dead on, bro. Because I literally told you that yesterday. You have your truths? Fuck your truths, bitch. Suck my nuts. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, it's gotten to the point now where sometimes people are afraid to come on this podcast because they're afraid about things that I'm gonna ask them.
Oh shit.
But it's not because like I'm an asshole. I'm just curious about things, you know?
Yeah.
And they feel like
go ahead.
No, they just feel like they have to perform. You don't have to perform. Like,
oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's how I felt this whole time because I'm like, fuck, he's hilarious and he told me to be funny, but I'm not.
That was a joke, guy. You don't have to.
No, it's not, dude. I failed. It's not a joke.
That'd be so funny if you just came in and you stood up, you grabbed the mic. Hey guys, so like, yeah, it's not a stand-up. So sit the fuck
I
down.
just stand right here.
Yeah.
I just do my set.
No, man, like this podcast is just for people to get to know you. You know, you just talk about your life, you know, and your thoughts, and that's really about it. You know, dude, there's a podcast where literally I've had people cry on this podcast talking about their feelings. So there's no like pretense to what this podcast has to be.
Well, I'm glad that this is almost over. That I
We're
just
gonna
realized.
go for another 3 hours until you make somebody. I think the sad thing is good enough for everybody. They're like, this guy's the saddest stand-up comic I've ever met in my life.
You're like, he's sad. I'm sad.
No, but like, there's no set for this whole podcast because at the end of the day, it's just conversation. That's what people like about podcasts.
Oh, cool.
It's just for people to. When I'm driving and I'm listening to a podcast, I'm not listening to a podcast to learn something new. I'm just there to hear conversation. It's just nice to hear sometimes. That's why I'm asking you about your life, what you're doing, and that's really about it. I hate it when people come on and they feel like they have to perform. You don't have to perform shit. Like,
but I know that because comics, when they come on, and I see a lot of them are so good. They're like, you know, I'm in joke after joke. I'm like, man, I can't.
You don't have to do that.
Well, the thing is, like, sometimes it's the vibe too. Like, if the other person is like also. Sometimes, you know, you just click better than, you know, if it's like an alti comic. Because I've been on podcasts where, because I don't know exactly, you know, what in your head, like how you want it. But like, I have no expectations. Oh, that's great. Oh, perfect. Yeah. That makes me so happy. But like, I'll go on podcasts and then they just want to talk about them. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, so they just want to talk about them. And then, yeah,
there's just, I have no expectations of this. Like, it's always just fun, good conversation. And everybody learns stuff about like, you know, your life experience, just like being born in Taiwan, coming here and wanting to stand-up comedy. Yeah. That's like, I would never expect that would be the transition. Because I don't know any Taiwanese stand-up comics like from Taiwan that do stand-up in Taiwan. I don't know if stand-up's a thing in Taiwan. They just
opened the first club ever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, called 2-3 Comedy. And
there would have to be numbers in there to goddamn it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Kumon, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But now it's just because of COVID, it's not.
They open up at the worst time.
Yeah, I know.
During COVID.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like that story is always great for somebody to listen to. And that's really what it is. People like their personal experiences, what they go through. Like, it's always refreshing for me to see an Asian stand-up comic because I don't know too many of my Asian peers that did stand-up comedy. I was the only fucking one. And there was somebody else that I knew that wanted to do stand-up and he was terrible and he never made it anywhere. Yeah, fuck him, you know? So
wait, why fuck him?
I told the story before, but long story short. Okay, but long story short with it, I left to LA without him and he assumed that I was going to take him with me as if he was like my child.
Oh, I heard this.
Yeah, you know, and so he went on this whole tirade and basically dissed me, saying like, "Oh, I'm funnier than you," and I'm like, like you're not because you're not here. Like, you fucking suck. Go suck a dick, dude. Like, you're still fucking pushing tables and shit.
Yeah,
he could have been great, you know, but he was one of those dudes that fell into the Asian tropes really hard. His first stand-up set I ever saw him do, and he continued to do this bit over and over. He goes, "So I have a really small dick," and you could just hear just womp womp, like,
man.
And it made me die on the inside. It's like, you ain't gotta do that, bro. It hurts me so bad.
Yeah, it hurts me.
And you're begging these people to laugh at your culture.
Yeah.
Or that small dick is our culture. Like, that's what we're proud of.
He admitted it.
Yeah.
David, what was that thing you said?
Our small dick culture is ours and we should own up to it.
Yeah.
We are growers. We are not showers. Fucking damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's stuff like that earlier we were talking about the having just a Korean crowd. And I can never say, because I'm so close, my wife is Korean, so it's like there's so many things that I don't wanted to talk about. It like the whole culture of like the hyungs when they bully you kind of, but like the only Korean people will get, and like my father-in-law, he took me to a jjimjilbang for the first time.
Oh, you saw his dick and everything. Did you have to scrub his back?
He didn't make me.
Okay.
He didn't make me, but I would have done it.
That's literally one of the funniest things. I love seeing that at Jimjibangs because it makes me die laughing every time.
Yeah.
You just see this old Asian guy like this,
Right.
and then you see somebody scrub his back.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that's like the most demoralizing thing I've ever seen in my life.
But usually as a kid, like their kid.
No, it's like an 80-year-old man, and then his tongsang is 70 years old.
That's
It's like two old men just scrubbing their backs
each other.
so gentle.
Yeah.
It just makes me die laughing.
Yeah.
But there's like so many weird like Korean culture jokes that people know if they're Korean.
Yeah.
Like the hyung shit's the weirdest thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like one of the funniest, just weirdest thing that Korean people would do, like you would have hyungs, right?
Yeah.
And they would fuck you up because they love you, right? And
Yeah.
they would beat your ass.
Right.
But if somebody else would try to fuck with you,
They'll help
they
you.
would beat their ass.
Right,
Like,
right.
hey, you don't fucking hit him. We hit him.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, I actually kind of prefer it if they would
Them
beat my
do it.
ass. Because only one person.
Yeah.
You guys are 17
Yeah,
people
17,
just jumping my ass.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got your back.
Right.
Don't get my back. I'm good. Like you beat my ass every Sunday. This is church. What are you beating me up for?
Scheduled. Yeah.
It would be like that all the time. We would go to church. It's like, hey man, you ready for your ass whooping? It's like, we're here for God. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
But that's like weird Korean culture shit that people don't even know. And I don't know if like I thought all Asian people had it that way, but it's very Korean.
It's super Korean.
Yeah.
With the Jinjubang thing, do you ever get competitive with another dude that is staying in the hot tub like longer? Because I did with the dad and also with my dad. I almost died.
He just
They could stay way longer.
just collapsing.
I think I don't know, maybe my balls. Because you know when they say like you stay in the water too long, I don't know if like
Just say what you're gonna fucking say.
your sperm isn't as good.
Is that what they say? Is this one of your little spiral coily things in your head type of thing, or is this some real? This is real shit.
This is real shit. So if you be in a hot tub, like high temperature for a long time.
Your balls get too hot and they drop too. Okay, yeah.
Would your sperm? If you always do that, then your sperm would just be like, well, it's too hot now. So
do you have it in a hot plate? How long are you in there?
Because I did it a lot. I'll go to like Wee Spa or I Spa and then a long time. And I don't think, and people also, my shit is tender.
Okay, hold on.
No, because some people will go, people are made differently. So it's, for example, if you go in a hot tub for like 20 minutes and you come out and they test your stomach and it's like, oh, they're all happy, their swimming is good. And then maybe I go in for 5 minutes and then now they're like, hey man, they're sleeping.
No, what the fuck? Wait,
they're tired.
How long are you in there?
What? No, not at what? Maybe, I don't know, like maybe 20, 25 minutes.
That's kind of long.
That's really long.
Yeah, that's really long, bro.
But on average, 7 minutes that I would like. But then because of the father-in-law, I think that was the first time that he invited me to the thing because I was, dating my girl. And I've been to like similar like jjimjilbang things in Taiwan. And it was just like be like a gym, like a sauna thing. And I'm really happy with not showing my penis, but I'm comfortable with it. Not that I have a normal one, but I just like to be free, right? And but then I was in there for so long and I wanted to leave, but I didn't want to look like a bitch. I wanted bad enough that time.
Did he respect you for almost dying?
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know. But I still at the end was like, hey, would you like some water, Mr. Cho? Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay. Like kind of like,
because you need water?
Yeah, you need water.
Yeah.
So then, but when I couldn't see for like good 10 seconds.
It's not worth it, bro.
I didn't know where I was going. But do you get, because I did the same thing with my dad.
I don't care. If I have to get out, I have to get out. I don't give a fuck with somebody else.
But I want him to like me.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's my balls.
Is that a thing?
I think that's for people who, you're a very respectful man. I'm respectful too.
Yeah, but I don't want to be though. I want to be disrespectful.
I would get up and then he would see my hot ball sack from and he was like, I could tell you.
You see what you did?
Look at him. They're touching my kneecaps. They're so hot. What are you doing?
20 minutes?
Dude,
you couldn't get up first.
You're not gonna. I mean, I guess he probably thought, oh, very respectful.
Yeah, I wanted to because it was the first time, and it's like
he already doesn't respect you. You're a stand-up comic.
I know.
His daughter's working. You're done, dude. Just fucking get out, and then bring him water and scrub his back.
I know, but every time I go back, to visit them, I get. I'm like, damn it, I just want to be.
Is a lot of pressure?
Of course, it's like, of course, it's like because I also. It's their daughter. They want her to be okay, and I also wanted to, let them be proud. But this is like 2 weeks ago. I told my dad, I did a Zoom thing with like this manager in Taiwan, like a really big manager. And after, he's like, hey man, I was like, that's really cool, right? And he's like, yeah, but your friend who got you the thing, she has like more subscribers. And I was like really sad.
Okay. I mean, well, social media stuff is different from doing real comedy though. Social media is a whole different game. You have to do, very shitty skits and, attack a different crowd. Like the social media crowd's a lot younger. So you have to do very obvious jokes, low hanging fruit jokes. And that's what gets popular. So it's a different game. Like I'm not shitting on people who do that. You have to do it.
Right.
But you're a stand-up comic. It's a different world.
But that's the thing. Like you asked earlier what my goal is. Yeah. I do want to do YouTube, but I don't
do Instagram.
I like do Instagram.
Instagram's way better.
Oh, okay.
Because you're YouTube for stand-up comics. I don't suggest it. Instagram gets shared more.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with like TikTok too. Like do those stuff instead of YouTube. Like YouTube, I have this platform and it's for the podcast, but I stopped making content on here except for this stuff because this is what I enjoy. But if you're trying to gain like a following, stick to Instagram.
Just to do stand-up, yeah.
Yeah, do stand-up and do Instagram. Oh, okay. And then do these joke sketches or whatever you want and make people laugh that way too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then that's how it really works, right? Because at the end of the day, if it's just the notoriety of people knowing who you are, that's not getting you through these certain doors, that's an easy fix, bro. That's a super easy fix. If you're a funny guy, just be funny on your Instagram.
Oh, okay.
That's really about it.
I got it.
Yeah, so like everything's a business. Instagram used to be a spot where you could just put up whatever. Now people want content on Instagram, which I didn't know that's what it was for. Originally, it was just for you to catch up with your friends through visual pics, through pics.
Yeah. Just share.
It's not like that anymore. It's a business.
Wow.
You got to run it like a fucking business. There's a lot of kids now who figure that out and they're doing, their jokes here, but their stand-up is bad. So you just have it the other way around where your stand-up is good. Now you got to figure out what they're doing right and do what they do.
Yeah.
You could do both. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
So your goal is to
I just because I love stand up, just do get a follower so I could do stand up. I love it.
I mean, you don't really post much on your Instagram
because I get really insecure about my shit, and then sometimes you do a joke like you said, like your old stuff. You're like, I don't know if I like this, and then sometimes you have a tag, and then it's the same thing. Like I'll post a thing, I'm like,
I don't know. I just post myself naked and people seem to love it. That's all I do. Yeah. I'm just my dick's out and people are like, ha 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 ha. Yeah. Which I enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, people already like your fans. You have fans.
Yeah. I mean, like even growing my Instagram following, like in the pandemic, I grew it like 100K. But
oh wow.
But it was exhausting. It was because I did these rants that I used to do on YouTube, and I started doing it on Instagram.
That's cool. That's interesting. I feel like I thought when you hit a level, you're just like, oh, well, I'm fine. Like, I'll just post whatever the fuck I want. But I didn't know that you were actively also.
I wasn't actively trying to grow the following, but I know what people like. Now it's to the point where I literally just do whatever. And if I grow, I grow. Oh, okay. But like if I can give somebody advice on how to grow their following though, because I understand how the system works, so I could teach somebody, like I literally have somebody right now that I mentored and help this person grow their following, and now they make a living off of social media. Wow! Well, because they wanted to do this, so I helped them since day one, and they're doing pretty well right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's like it's possible. It's just for me now, I'm in a different space. I have this ability to do what I want, and I have people who fuck with me heavy, like the people on this podcast who I fucking appreciate. And these are the people I care about now. I don't care about if somebody's new who wants to come into my world. Thank you, but I'm not gonna beg for it. Like I just gonna do what I do. And if I stop being this podcast or I stop doing, I'm okay with it. I could do whatever I want and be happy. Yeah. Nobody knows me tomorrow. Who the fuck cares? Yeah. That's life. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I've been doing this since I was fucking 16. I'm fucking 33 now. I don't give a fuck. This is a long career I've had. Yeah. A very long career. Most people don't last this long. Yeah. So if tomorrow nobody knows who I am, I had my fun. Yeah. I did what I did. I've done the deed.
Your to-do list.
Exactly. My to-do list is done, dude. Yeah. I just didn't get married.
What's the next thing? You just gotta give me. Yeah, but why aren't you doing it yet? Why didn't you do it yet?
Hey, so
Okay.
No, we just have to get the paperwork done. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then
Just haven't gotten it done yet.
yeah, I'll now I just feel like you're talking to me right back to me, dude. Like, oh, you haven't done shit either.
No.
But I now it's just I'm working on the food stuff in this podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, and I didn't think that this podcast was going to do as well as it did, because I was doing it for myself. So when people are expecting this to come up every Sunday, and it doesn't get like hundreds of thousands of views, you know, like the podcast maybe gets 30, 40K on the video side and another like 30, 40K on the audio side. And that's good for me.
Yeah.
You know, when people wait for this podcast every Sunday, and it makes me happy.
Oh, you put it out every Sunday?
Every Sunday and every Thursday. I do 2 podcasts per week. You know, I should have just done 1. and I'm drowning a little bit.
So, why, you just don't have time to do it?
You know what it is? It's just,
but why'd you do 2 then?
I don't know. I don't know. I just overachiever. I was like, oh, you do 1? I do 2. So I did 2, and I was like, there's a lot of work. Then I'm exhausted, and people are like, yo, we heard this story. I was like, I do 2 a week. I have to tell the same stories. What do you want from me? And it's pandemic. I have no new stories. Like, this is all I have. I have to go to therapy to find new stories, so they dig things out of my memory.
Yeah. Do you actually?
Dude, yeah. Like you go through therapy, they start bringing up shit that you never thought about
But
before.
it's so nice to know it though. Yeah, it's like this is the thing that I could say on the pod.
Dude, I had butt sex when I was a kid. No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that shit.
I was like, what?
I'm telling all this stuff. No.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing too. I get to explore these new thoughts and everything else. But literally just traveling and meeting new people, you get new stories. And I miss that because of pandemic. It ruined like half my jokes. Yeah. Because I love observing people and then experiencing new things and doing dumb shit. Like recently, I don't know if I told this yet, but bro, have you seen the movie I Am Sam?
No.
Dude, one of the saddest fucking films I've ever seen in my life. It's Sean Penn. He's an adult with autism that has a genius child. Gave birth to a kid, and that kid was abandoned by their mother. And so he starts to go through a custody battle with like foster care to keep this child around. It's Dakota Fanning, you know, genius child actor. Every time I watch that film, I bawl out of my mind.
How many times do you watch it?
Like fucking 50 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So whenever I want to feel like you and be sad, I just watch the movie. But I was on the plane and I forgot that when you're in elevation, alcohol hits you harder.
Oh yeah.
I did it. I forgot. And so I ordered 3 mixed drinks, which is like my buzz limit. Let me tell you something. I got plastered and I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was roofied and
You're
shit.
like blacking out.
Yeah. And I was in first class. I never get first class. So
you can't even enjoy first class?
I fucking embarrassed myself in first class because I'm sitting here. Number one, here's a lot of pressure. If you're poor and you go to first class, there's things that first class people do.
Like what?
Like they know that you get free stuff. I don't know this stuff. Oh. So like when you're in first class in Hawaiian Air, they give you an iPad to watch movies.
What?
Right? And then I fell asleep during the time they were passing out the iPad. I was so embarrassed. I just watched it on my phone.
Wait, why could you ask for an iPad?
Because I got anxiety. I wanted to act like I knew I was supposed to get the iPad,
but you didn't get one.
I know, but I didn't want them to know that I was poor. So I was like, oh, I know I could get an iPad. I just choose not to. But I was too embarrassed. So I was just watching this movie through my phone that was dying.
Then everybody just
they have this huge iPad. I'm in first class, but I'm over here like an economy bitch.
Wait, but I don't understand. Why, if you just be like, hey, can I get my iPad? Or did you not know to ask?
I have anxiety, okay?
Wait,
because
for
I don't want them to know.
No, what?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna cut this part out.
Bro, but you're the most confident anxiety person that I know.
This is all a lie.
Nobody that I know that's
I could tell somebody to go fuck off face to face, but I can't ask for iPad because I want them to know that I belong here. I belong here. I'm so good. I belong here.
Wait, but it's still just out that if you ask, hey, can I get my iPad? They're not gonna be like, you don't belong here. They just go, oh, here's your iPad.
You don't know what goes on in my head.
Oh, what does go on? I'm curious.
I don't know. So I'm sitting here.
What? You just made up a thing in your head.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm just in first class.
With your phone, people be like, "Yo, you look even worse, dog." Having a phone, because people with iPad be like, "Yo, why don't you just ask for an iPad?" They're probably thinking,
"I don't know." Okay, so I'm in first class.
Hey, I'm not sad anymore.
So, bro, I'm just here like with this iPhone, and you can tell the person next to me is kind of like, "Why don't you just get an iPad, bro?" But I'm trying to act like, "Yo, I could get an iPad."
I got it.
I could get an iPad, but I chose this life.
Got it. I just got it.
I chose it.
Cool.
I'm just dumb.
retarded.
I'm just sitting here with this iPad, and then I'm fucking plastered drunk at this point, right? I didn't know, and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" Like, I'm usually good
you're
with
drunk too.
I'm drunk. I didn't know, but I'm watching I Am Sam.
Yeah.
And normally when I'm not trying to cry, right?
Yeah. No, but play makes you cry.
I'm not even fucking lying. This is the truth. I was loud sobbing because I was so drunk.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't tell the story yet, but I was when I was going to Hawaii recently.
Yeah.
I was but you have headphones on.
No, you didn't.
But you have headphones on, so you don't know you're crying like this. So I'm just
No, you didn't.
I'm plastered, bro. And I didn't realize how loud I was crying until my Bose earbuds, right? The battery died. And so I just started.
You hurt yourself?
And then I was playing, just listening to it kind of not loud enough, but just enough where I could hear the audio.
Yeah.
I started crying. I was like, oh my God, was I doing this for fucking an hour? I started loud crying. At this point, I'm too plastered. And the fucking stewardess comes up to me and she goes, she's like, are you okay, sir? And I literally just went, I just went through
what?
Because I was crying so much. Just snot coming out. And this is COVID. Nobody wants to see fucking tears and liquid come out of an Asian person's face.
Right.
And this dude next to me is slowly inching away.
Oh, no.
Like this way. And I'm looking at him with fucking boogers coming down and shit. His worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm mortified. I will never go back on Hawaiian Air.
Oh, my God. Were you wiping it?
Huh? I had to wipe it on my shirt. I had no...
Oh, my God. You wiped it on your shirt?
I was too embarrassed to ask for napkins.
Dude, what?
Jason.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was too embarrassed to ask for napkins.
What?
Because I didn't want people to know that I needed napkins. I don't know.
What?
So I just started wiping it on myself. I'm not fucking kidding you.
What?
And then when
I don't need the napkins. I choose not to have them.
I'm in first class. It gets worse. It gets worse.
I'm so ashamed of you. My boxing thing ain't shit.
Hey, hold on a second.
You fucking did.
Hold on, it gets worse. So now I'm in the inside aisle, right? And I have to walk past this person. I have booger hands and booger face.
Oh, no.
Right? And I'm looking, I was like, sir, can I get up and use this bathroom?
Yeah.
I'm so fucking drunk. I start zigzagging and touching all the fucking chairs. Bro,
the worst.
I'm just like
in first class, dude.
And I'm so mad at myself. I'm like, balance, you fucking fat fuck. Just balance. I'm saying this in my head. Yeah. And I'm touching all the chairs. And I go all the way into the fucking bathroom. I'm so fucking drunk. I'm literally talking to myself like Eminem in the bathroom. Like just fucking don't lose yourself in the moment. Like just fucking get focused. People know that you're drunk, but just if you walk out and you're fine and you're okay. But I was in the bathroom for like 10 minutes talking to myself.
Wow.
Because I couldn't sober up.
Yeah.
I peed everywhere. Bro,
so bad.
I peed all over the toilet because I couldn't balance. So in there, I'm just fucking trying to wipe all the pee away.
Oh my gosh.
I peed everywhere.
Now you got pee on your hands.
Now I got pee on my hands. I'm washing it and I'm wiping my face. I got pee on my face. I'm drunk. I'm just like, dude, just fucking focus. These people know you don't belong in first class is all I'm thinking. Like, you're better than this. I go outside. Doesn't matter. I'm drunk. I'm fucking walking, touching everybody.
Oh my God. You just accepted it at that point.
I just accepted it and I
would have did a public apology. I'd be like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm drunk.
Nobody wants to hear from COVID boy. So I'm just sitting here and I just pretend to sleep for the rest of the flight.
Oh, you pretended to sleep?
Yes.
For how long?
For like another 2 hours. Because I didn't want people to look at me.
You pretended?
Yes.
Dude, that's such a long time though.
It was a very long time to pretend sleep.
Oh my God.
Because my head was pounding so I couldn't sleep because of the fucking alcohol.
Oh my God, that's like the longest flight. You're supposed to enjoy first class.
It was one of the worst experiences of my life. I'm never doing first class ever again, dude.
Oh man.
They know I don't belong.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it until you
have to watch I Am Sam, dude. If you don't cry watching I Am Sam, you're heartless, dude. It's fucking sad. Sean Penn did an amazing job. He got a lot of criticism because of that. They were being pandering towards people with mental disabilities. But I was just amazed at his acting. It was really great. But that's probably one of the 30 most embarrassing moments of my life because of my anxiety.
Yeah.
I have fucking social anxiety.
But is that why you drink the alcohol? That's what you do 3?
No, 3 gets me buzzed normally.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like I like because it'll mellow you out and then help you fall asleep.
No, but the anxiety that got to do with nothing.
What are you talking about, man? That's everything.
Oh, what? No, but you drank and you just watch it. That has nothing to do with you stumbling.
That was just because I was drunk.
Yeah.
The social anxiety part where I couldn't fucking ask for this iPad.
Oh yeah, that's fucking.
It was just so
and
stupid.
tissue though.
I don't know, man. Listen, as I say this out loud, I start to hate myself. Do you understand what's happening here? This is my life.
Oh, okay.
I hate this.
I have things like that too, but that's it.
Hey, somebody threatened you in class and you wonder why you got your ass beat. And then you told them, let's go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're no better than me.
That's true.
I'm sharing this so you don't fucking make fun of me. I'm sharing a very important part of my life with you.
Well, your shit is way worse. I'm kidding.
I fucking forgot I was supposed to bring this up in the last podcast, but that shit is one of the worst experiences of my life.
That's so funny. I feel the same way with like fancy restaurants. I get so uncomfortable. Dude, I can't. I don't want to go unless like you know some stuff and you just order. I don't want to be there. I don't want to know why. It makes me so because I know it's like I don't belong there for sure.
Dude, let me tell you this other embarrassing story, dude. Like when I first came to LA, I met up with this dude named George. He was the founder of a company called Fullscreen. Fullscreen was sold for like $1 bajillion. He made something. He became balling from it, right?
Yeah.
But this is our first meeting. I don't belong in fancy shit. I'm poor. Clearly, you know from this flight. It's been years now, and I still don't understand how to behave in very nice areas. Yeah. Because I always feel like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. Yeah. Well, I was having a meeting with him because they wanted to sign me as an artist to their MCN. There was 2 people they signed first. It was me and Adam Carolla, and I was one of them. I go there, and this is at this fancy ass hotel. It's like the Ritz-Carlton or some shit. It's like in Santa Monica or something. Really fancy hotel. I'm amazed. I'm a poor boy. Yeah. I don't know what.
But do you act like it or you just try to blend in?
Oh, so this is the worst part.
Okay.
Right.
Are you dressed up?
No, I know exactly what I was wearing.
Okay.
It was.
You picked it out for this thing.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta wear my nice clothes. I gotta wear some Jordan shoes. Oh, shit. Some shit. You know, this bright blue shirt with this pea coat, which is like hood nice, right? Yeah. And I'm walking up. And then these people are opening doors for me and shit. And I'm like, hey, bro, don't open my door for me. I got it. He goes,
you said that?
Yeah. Cause like in my mind, I'm like, I open the door. But this is their job. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know these things, dude. I'm talking about I've never been in these type of experiences.
Yeah, but you know that somebody opened the door for you. You just, but then that's
I just didn't want him to open. I could open my own door. Nice. You don't have to open that door for me. But he's like, don't do that because this is my job. Yeah. But then I remember I go into the bathroom, me and my manager, we both go into the bathroom and there was this dude standing there, just standing in the bathroom. And I'm like looking at this guy, I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here, bro? He's like, looking at me like I'm stupid. He's just out there to hand out towels. But I'm so poor, I didn't know that this is what people do. So I thought he was just some fucking pervert in the bathroom. Just standing there. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing here? And then my manager's like, hey, bro, that he's a towel guy. Like he just...
So you're just giving him eyes?
I'm just giving him shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. He's not prepping me for this shit. Yeah. And I'm just like amazed. Yeah. Like the nicest paper towels I've ever used in my life. And I just kept talking about the paper towels. I was like, this is really thick. Yeah. It's not the one that rolls and it's recycled paper. Yeah. It feels like cloth. And I'm just taking this and putting it into my pocket because it's so nice. This guy's watching me.
Did you tip?
I'm poor. And this is what poor people do. Like, this is free shit. Yeah. And they're asking me what type of soap I want, whatever. I'm like, dude, this soap? What the fuck is this? They're giving me options. And at this point now, I'm like, okay, this is a fancy area. You're in a business meeting. These people can't know you're poor. Like, you cannot, even though you showed up to a nice meeting dressed like a piece of shit. But I'm like, this is by choice. Everything is by choice. So I sit down and he goes, oh, so I ordered something for us. I ordered a charcuterie board. At this moment, I don't know what a charcuterie board is.
Yeah. Wait, is this real? Is this for real?
I'm for real, bro. Like, I don't know what a charcuterie... This is like 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, this is like 10, 11 years when I first moved to LA.
I don't know what that was either. Yeah.
I didn't know what a charcuterie board is, but he's over here saying shit like French-ass words. I'm like, yo, fuck this French fuck, dude. You don't think I know what a charcuterie board is? And you know what I say? He goes, I ordered a charcuterie board. I was like, I love it. I go, I love it. I love it. I love charcuterie. It's my favorite thing. I've never had I eat it all the time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. This is what I do. I'm fucking just I'm the biggest loser ever. And I don't do this now, but this is I'm young. Right, so I'm bullshitting. I'm like, dude, charcuterie? I've had it yesterday. Yeah. Comes out, it's like meat, cheeses, jams, and fruits. Right. And I'm like, this is a Lunchable. right? And I'm sitting here, and he goes, "Oh, dig in," but I'm so embarrassed. I don't know how to eat this, so I'm just sitting there, just like, "Oh, you go ahead first." So I want to observe him,
and then
making
you do
it.
the same thing.
So we're going back. He goes, "No, you first," and I'm like, "Nah, bitch." Fucking you first, because I don't know how to eat this shit. But I won't tell him because of my pride that I don't know what a charcuterie board is. So I'm sitting here trying to we're going back and forth. You first. No, you first. And in my mind, like, you fucking bitch, just fucking eat it so I know how to eat it. So I get it. He wins. I'm like, cool. I take it and I start making a Lunchable.
That's cool though.
I take 2 crackers and I stack it up like this thick. This guy's watching me.
You got 2 crackers?
I got 2 crackers. And I started making a sandwich. I started making a fucking sandwich. God damn it! That's why I don't want to go first. And so I'm over here.
Wait, he doesn't know though.
He doesn't know. And I'm fat as fuck. So how terrible is it that this fat fuck is over here making the thickest fucking salami sandwich he's ever seen in his life? And he's just staring at me like, who is this barbarian? And I'm like, I charcuterie. I know this thing. And then I see, and then after I eat my thing, this sandwich that's like 3 inches thick, I'm eating it, right? And I see him make it. He just puts 1 piece of cheese and 1 salami. And I was like, you fucking idiot. Why did you make a Lunchable? I was mortified. Dog. I was so embarrassed. I was like, this fucker couldn't have just made this stupid sandwich, dude. I was so fucking mad, dude.
Oh my God.
But that's what it's like
it's
being
hilarious.
A comic that lives with anxiety. This is my life. I keep doing stuff that I don't have to be in. I hate it.
That's so funny.
That's why I take CBD all the time, because I have anxiety. I have to like learn how to chill the fuck out.
That shit really helps though, the CBD.
It helps me so
But you got up the dose too.
Oh, I do it intermittently. I do it every day.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Like when, because now I'm able to address my anxiety where it's like, hey, you're being unreasonable, relax. Minus the plain thing. Sometimes things gets a little crazy. You know, I might have to cut that out. I don't know. We'll see.
Hilarious.
That's my life though. Like this literally happens. Like I shit you not, my fucking luck with things, partially because of my behavior and just things just happen to me all the time. And so
things just happen to you all the time.
It does, dude. Like, bro, I was in Hawaii once. This is also something embarrassing that happened. Like, I'm very loud. I'm very boisterous, right? I don't know what happened this day, but my camera broke. I got a surfboard to the face. And then for some fucking reason, the same day, all my friends saw this shit. Really embarrassing. I thought the window was open and I wanted to peek my head out when I was reversing the car to see if there was another car on the side. Window was up and I face planted right into a rolled up window. And you just see my nose pressed up against it. Everybody saw it. I wanted to die. One of the dumbest things. And you think you're dumb? You think you're dumb and smart? I put my face through a rolled up window.
Wait, I don't really get it.
You don't have to. I thought the window was down and I wanted to see if I had enough space on the side when I was backing out. Right. Because people were blocking my shit.
So your window was down?
No, it was up. I thought it was down.
You just banged your face.
And I smashed my face into a fucking rolled up window like a fucking bird.
When was this?
This was like when I went to Hawaii 7 years ago.
Yeah, this is a long time ago, but you don't do that now though.
Maybe. Who knows? There's a lot of bad. But the airplane thing happened.
That shit is hilarious, man.
This is my life, man.
Oh man. Yeah. I haven't laughed like that in a while. That was really nice.
Hey, well, thank you. Well, thank you for laughing at me and allowing me to share this story with you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that was super funny.
That wraps up this podcast, everybody. Hey, check out Jason Cheny, not to be confused with a little cross-eyed fuck Jason Chen. He's my friend, by the way. This is why I talk to him like this. I love Jason Chen, you little bitch. But check out Jason Cheny. What's your Instagram?
Jason Cheny, JASONCHENY.
Just straight up that?
Yes.
Cool. Check out Jason Cheny. Check him on his Instagram. Look out for his stand-up shows. I'm telling you, this guy's the one. I want you to come back again when Pat's on here, and then we'll just chop it up again. I want you to return, dude.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Dude, hell yeah. So Genius Brain Podcast every Thursday and Sundays, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
All right.